It's the age-old question for so many people.
Yeah.
Should I buy a home or rent? Well, according to a recent report by Realtor.com, Houston is a market that favors renting.
Yeah, so we want to dive into this. Let's talk about it this morning with Danielle Hale with Realtor.com. She's the Chief Economist. Thanks so much for joining us, Danielle.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. So on average, let's take a look at the numbers. What does it cost to own in Houston versus what it costs to rent?
So in order to buy a starter home, which we're defining as a 0 to 2 bedroom home, so it's comparable to the apartments people are looking at when we're measuring rent, it's $2,400 a month on top of the upfront cost of buying. But if you look and compare that with renting a home, it's actually just over $1,400 a month. So roughly $1,000 a month more expensive to buy a starter home in the Houston area compared to renting an apartment or a 0 to 2 bedroom home.
Wow.
That's a significant amount.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still seeing home prices inflated right now, right? And that's maybe the reason for that huge discrepancy.
Yeah, home prices are an important factor. The cost of buying is up 11% in Houston on a year-over-year basis compared to just a 1% increase in the cost of renting. Nationwide, in some markets, rents are slowing. So Houston is bucking that trend and still seeing rents go up, but the cost of buying is up so much more. Prices are a factor. Mortgage rates are the other really important factor. So people who are buying a first home tend to borrow a significant amount of money to make that purchase, and the cost of borrowing has gotten expensive. Mortgage rates are up over 7%, almost 2 percentage points higher than where they were 1 year ago. That's a big reason why it's gotten more expensive.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can help people kind of weigh their choices. What are like the pros and cons of buying versus renting?
Yeah, so the obvious one that we're talking about here today, renting has lower monthly costs. So it's much more affordable if you're just comparing paycheck to paycheck, month to month in your monthly bills. It also offers some advantages. If something breaks, you've got a landlord you can call who's responsible for taking care of the property. So that can be really helpful if you're new to living on your own, for example, and don't know how to fix a lot of things or don't have a good Rolodex of maintenance people to call on. Its cons are, of course, that you have to rely on your landlord to make maintenance or improvements and to get things done. And that can be frustrating sometimes. And, you know, rents can change. They go up, as they did in Houston in the last year, up 1%. On the flip side, if you look at owning, it's got some upfront costs and it can be more expensive month to month, but you essentially become your own landlord. You get to keep it up and maintain it the way you see fit, and you get to build up equity over time. So in the long run, it can be a good way of building up a little nest egg for yourself, but you have to be there long enough to make those upfront costs worth it.
Okay, so if somebody is on the fence right now between deciding whether to buy or rent, what's the best piece of advice that you can have and give for them, Danielle?
Yeah, so I would take a look at, we've got a mortgage calculator, an affordability calculator, and rent versus buy calculator all at Realtor.com. So you can put in numbers that are specific to your situation and figure out how long do I need to stay in a home to make the cost of buying worthwhile so that it's a better financial decision than renting. If you're not planning to be there very long, renting can be the better decision, not just in the short run, but also in the long run. And you can explore what's on the market to really price out what you're looking for and what your options are. At Realtor.com, we've got both homes for rent and places to buy on Realtor.com. So no matter what you're looking for, you can find it there and make a good choice for you.
Oh, this was such great information, because I know it's a constant question people are trying to figure out, when can I jump in the market and all that. So Danielle Hale with Realtor.com, thanks so much for being with us.
Absolutely.